So Jane at Gmail, statement. Interesting way to open things. I don't love that word. I believe my purpose is to be an aid to America through helping my country achieve efficiency and a more sustainable means of work and production. Long sentence, through my analytical and critical thinking capabilities. I will be able to use my knowledge and drive to be an asset within a company, one of which I can use to pursue a fulfilling career. I got to say, that's babbling gobbledygook. Having read that, I would be like, wow, this lady's head is full of Swiss cheese and floaty ideas. Move on. So for me as a reviewer, and others here can comment, I would chuck this resume or be inclined to chuck it at this point because I have no idea what the person really wants to do. And it seems like they should join Greenpeace or the Peace Corps. That's harsh, and the person who wrote it is a longtime supporter of the channel, but I would not open a resume this way. If there's other folks who find value in this or think there's something else, another way to spin it, go ahead, but I would go back to something of a more clear objective and be less... The problem with this is you leave me with no damned idea what you want to do and the impression that you have no focus. And I don't think that's what you want. Okay, technical skills and relevant coursework. Will be proficient in. Oh, not good either. You're either proficient in something or you're not. So just say it. Proficient in. Even if, by the way, you're not yet proficient, but you know that you will be by the time you're hired. But will be proficient in is another torpedo in the side. You actually don't need any preamble. This is just a list. Now, would the first thing I would do be to list that I am good at web scraping? No, because it's not a critical skill. It's not the most and it's not very specific. So I would say something like, technical skills, and just list them. And then relevant coursework. I would make the format here. You have relevant coursework in italics, I would do the same thing. Technical skills, and then a dotted list. I'd match the formats. Okay. Oh, you're right. Okay, so awesome. This is not yours. You sent it in for a friend. That's good, because if I had gotten down and this was your resume, I'd be horror struck. But whoever's resume this is, it needs a lot of work. The grades on this are not going to be good, and for the subscribers, you can go ahead and get out the red pen assassin emote, because we're going to use it a lot. Because this is terrible. And this person's not going to get a job with this. Well, who knows? They'll probably turn out to have gotten $1 million a year job, because that's the way things go sometimes. But this resume needs a lot of work. Okay, William and Mary, School of Business. Great. Getting a Master's of Science, class 2021. University of Mississippi School of Business. No GPA on either of these leads me to think the GPA is low. Might be, might not be. But I'd put it on there if it doesn't suck. We also are having this problem of everything being run together. It's the same formatting problem that the previous resume did not have, which is sections that are filled with all kinds of different fonts and crammed up next to each other. I mean, let's see if I can highlight it. Just look at these 5 lines. They're all right next to each other. They all have the same spacing. They have 4 or 5 different fonts. Some is italic, some isn't. It's just a mess visually. Again, it can be cleaned up just so it doesn't cost anything to look decent. The way, I'll bring it up as a comparison, the way this one looks pretty good, or where did Dukes go? Yeah, come on. The way this one does. This one looks clean visually, and it's not that much harder to take what was there and make it look like that. It's a tiny bit of white space, but this is clean and appealing, and this is pushed together gunk. So, not a fan so far. So finally, after I've thrown this resume out the window 2 or 3 times because of the opening, we get to the experience. Communicated with clients, identifying and implementing updated client requirements to increase client service efficiency to 95%. I'd love to know from what. So I'd love to know how much that improvement is. Maybe it was 94.5 before. Design storyboards and content flow for client presentations, ensuring implementation of appropriate graphics and charts. Would love to know what any of this impacted. Evaluated business metrics with CRM software, identifying communication gaps and customer information, suggesting marketing strategies for 45% higher engagement. So that's cool. What's that worth? I'm still trying to drive towards the end, but it's not bad. Okay, I'm looking at chat real quick. And yes, Danny, it's definitely men and women write resumes differently. But we want to try to get to the impact. Interface with clients during portfolio reviews and new sales presentations, handled new client inquiries regarding investment strategies and asset allocation, won 10 new clients in the span of 15 months. Great. Fantastic. What's that worth? How much did they produce? But you may be able to get a lot of these just by where you have these semicolons, say resulting in. Resulting in suggested marketing strategies for 45% higher engagement, or resulting in marketing strategies that increased engagement 45%. Would he be even stronger than suggested? Resulted in 10 new clients in a span of 15 months. Resulted in is the key word, so if you can say them, just saying. Just go ahead and say them. Financiers Club, Tennessee Valley Association Fund. Presented recommendations to form strategic partnerships and increase market share by 10%, created and implemented business development process, and directed analysis of strategies in team of 6 members. I'm trying to figure out where the result is again. So they presented recommendations, but look, it's a fund. It's not surprising. Prepared quarterly portfolio performance reports. I wish this was not so suggested, recommended all through this resume, and more did or resulted in. Everything here is what this person proposed, recommended, suggested, thought of, and not enough of it is what happened. So I realize the person, to Danny's point, may be being circumspect or not wanting to overclaim, but where possible, I'd want to say, what did you do? Actually do what got done, what got recommended, and what was the result. And yes, it's an action-oriented, results-oriented world. Okay, some other awards. Youngest awardee at age 12. Wow. That's incredibly cool. Congratulations and well done. Youngest awardee at age 12 saved 2 grown men from drowning in the ocean. Amazing. Good job. Sons of the American Revolution Award. National Award. So, don't know what this is. A little weird. So to have an award. So that's a little strange, just kind of floating out there. Like maybe I should know what it is, and I don't. Alpha Delta Pi member, University of Mississippi. Evolved my leadership skills. See, evolved. Learned, honed, tuned, grew my leadership skills, collaborating with other sorority members to raise money. It's weird where the return is in that sentence. Where sisters helped raise over $1 million each year for the Ronald McDonald Charity House. Practiced my leadership skills by collaborating with other sorority members to raise over $1 million each year for the Ronald McDonald Charities across America. You can cut out a lot of the words in here and just simplify it. go straight to the result and get rid of the whole clause about for our philanthropy and service projects, just because obviously the Ronald McDonald House Charities is a philanthropy and service project. Brevity and punch. Emerging Leaders Conference selected participant was chosen to represent my sorority. Great, where the conference gave insight into how to make the biggest difference in my community and career throughout my life. Great. All that stuff you wanted to talk about at the top that makes it seem like you're looking for a role in the Peace Corps, it goes here. This is where you say what you learn and what it is you want to do. Unless you really do want a job in the Peace Corps or something like that. Then you can have it up top. But if you want an actual job, this has got to be more about a job and less about a statement of who you are. So those are my opinions. Love them or hate them.